We are here at the ARG 2019 Invitational with Kyle Beggs, and he's going to show off all the spicy combos from his Synchro Orcust deck.
Yep, this was supposed to be at the end of the deck profile, but the deck profile was really long and I forgot by that point. So, separate video.
All right, let's get into it.
Alright, so this is the main combo that we came up with to summon Ib. You need O-Lion and either Scrap Recycler, Mathematician, or one of the two Dangers, and then any card to discard, so we'll just use Upstart Goblin as an example. So, if you open with Scrap or Mathematician, you normal summon the Scrap Recycler, and then you send the O-Lion to the grave.
Yep.
You can either activate the O-Lion's grave effect here, or you can wait until you summon Ib for the chain block. Game 1, I usually go for the chain block, but Game 2, I'll usually activate it in the moment it's sent. That way, if they Lancey on me, then I can still do the full Orcust play.
Got it.
So we'll say for here, you just we'll go with the chain block for Game 1, because if you start with a danger, you'll have the chain block regardless.
Got it.
And then from here, you banish the O-Lion to summon the second O-Lion.
Yep.
So this is where you want to be, regardless of what you start with. If you start with the dangers, the starting line's a little bit different. Instead, you just normal summon the O-Lion regularly, and then you activate a danger and just summon it, and you have the same situation.
Yeah. It's all about getting Synchro for 5.
Yep, so here you Synchro for 5 into Best Girl Ib. And then here we'll activate the Ib, Chainlink 1, and then Chainlink 2, activate the O-Lion. So this will give you a token.
Yep.
And then Ib will add World Legacy Succession to your hand.
Yep.
And then from here, you link these into either of the Nightmares, so Cerberus or Phoenix. Here you have to activate Ib to summon the World Legacy World Chalice. I actually forget this a lot, and I actually forgot it once in the tournament yesterday. I don't think it made a huge difference. I probably was going to lose that game anyway, but it's really important to not forget that, because that is an optional effect, and a lot of times the autopilot just goes Cerberus immediately into Mermaid. So here, you go into Mermaid, and then you discard any card. We'll discard Upstart Goblin for this. And then you summon Orcust Nightmare. And then from here, you activate World Legacy Succession. And then you revive Ib. This is why Scrap Recycler is the best card to start this combo with. Like, it works with Math and Jackalope. But with Scrap Recycler, if they negate the Mermaid and lock you out of the Orcust, you can instead use the World Legacy Succession to revive the Scrap Recycler, and then its effect triggers and you just dump off to the graveyard. So that's just a nice backup plan in case they're smart and cut you off your Orcusts.
Awesome.
So from here, you link Mermaid and Nightmare into Galatea. Nightmare will banish itself, target anything really. Send Harp to the graveyard, and then Harp will summon Symbol Skeleton, and then you Synchro Symbol and Galatea into Borreload Savage, and then Borreload Savage will equip itself with whatever Nightmare you used, so in this case Cerberus. And the reason this works is that Ib put another Dark on the board, so now you use the World Chalice and the Galatea to make whatever it is, Rusty Bardish. And then, because we're smart and we play around Ghost Ogre, you Symbol Skeleton, revive Galatea. And then turn Galatea into Dingirsu. Dingirsu will attach Symbol Skeleton. And you activate Rusty Bardish. You send Cloak to set a Fogblade. If you had already had Harp here, then you could, like, if you had not had to dump Harp with Nightmare, then you grab Shade Brigandine instead, and then you use the Nightmare to dump World Wand, and then you make Redoer on this. So that's just like standard Orca stuff. If you have the means to make Redoer, you make it. If not, you just end on double Fogblade. So you set Fogblade, you banish Cloak to add Boots. Boots special summons itself. It's pretty standard Orca stuff from here. You make the second Galatea, and then you add the second Fogblade. You set the Fogblade, and then you use Galatea, you shuffle back any of the Orcust, usually Nightmare, and you set the counter trap. You can set the field spell, but blind going first, I think it's a lot better to just sit on 2 Omni Negates. So the ending board is you got 2 Fogblades, or you got Fogblade and Redoer. You have Crescendo, you have Galatea that's linked, you have Bardish, and you have Borreload. So you got 2 Omni Negates, 2 Monster Negates, and then you've got Dingirsu loaded for next turn. You have World Chalice in your graveyard, so you can grab World Wand the next turn. And yeah, it's really strong opening that's hard to break through.
Excellent.
And there's a second combo that is basically the same idea but doesn't use Ib, so we'll just have to reset all that stuff for that.
No problem.
Alright, so this is the other combo that I have that used Jet Synchron with Scrap Recycler So basically, this one, if you open Scrap Recycler or Mathematician, and then you open Harp, any extender, so in this case we'll use Tsuchinoko, and then any card to send for Jet Synchron, you can do the same board I did with the Ib combo where you end a Whirl as Savage Dragon. It's a bit more complex, but it all works out.
All right.
So you start by normal summoning Scrap Recycler. Scrap Recycler sends either Jet or Harp, whichever one you didn't draw. It's usually Jet. And then from there you activate a danger. We'll say, for sake of just worst case scenario, you hit Tsuchinoko, and you summon Tsuchinoko. And then you link these into Cerberus, and then Cerberus links into Mermaid. Mermaid ditches the Harp to summon Nightmare. And then from here you activate Jet Synchron. You ditch the random card in your hand, revive Jet Synchron, and then you sync Jet Synchron and Nightmare in the Whirl of Savage Dragon. You use Savage Dragon to revive or to equip itself with the Cerberus. And then from here you activate. You can either Harp now or Nightmare now. It doesn't really matter. So we'll just Nightmare to send Wand to the grave. And then you Harp to summon Symbol Skeleton. Symbol Skeleton and Mermaid make Galatea. And then from here you World Wand back the Harp. And then so these make Bardish. And then you symbol back the Galatea. And from here it's pretty straightforward Orca stuff, but we'll play it out. You make Dingirsu, attach symbol, and then Bardish sends Ancient Cloak to set a Fogblade, and then Ancient Cloak will add Silent Boots to your hand, special summon Silent Boots, you link these into second Galatea. Boots banishes to add Fogblade to hand, you set the Fogblade, and then you use Galatea, you shuffle back any of them, usually Nightmare, and you set Crescendo. And same situation you are with the Ib play, you have Galatea, you have Warlord, so you have two Omni Negates, you have the Monster Negate, you have Dingirsu engraved for next turn, you've got Harp engraved next turn also as well for this. And again, if you open another extender, like any other dark extender, at the point where you would summon Harp off of World Wand, you can instead use that to make Bardish. And then instead of setting one of the Fogblades, you set Shade Brigandine, and then Wand brings back the Harp and you make Redoer. And basically the same thing, they both lead to the same thing. This one doesn't come up as much just because it requires more cards, which is why I'm not sure if I'll play it moving forward. But just something to show off, it's something we came up with when we were testing the deck. And yeah, and those are the two main combos that the Synchro Orcust deck can do.
All right, great stuff, man. Thank you.
No problem.